Have you ever caught your reflection in the mirror and thought, wait, when did that happen? Maybe you're just heading out the door, feeling pretty good about your outfit, but something feels a little off. Not quite you. It's not about wrinkles or gray hairs, that's earned wisdom. It's about those subtle choices we make in what we wear that can either make us feel alive and vibrant, or accidentally add 10 years we never signed up for. Now don't get me wrong, style doesn't have an expiration date. And age certainly doesn't mean we have to blend into the background. In fact, I'd argue it's the perfect time to shine a little brighter, stand a little taller, and wear whatever makes you feel like your best self. But, just like we grow wiser about what we eat or how we move, we can get a little smarter about our wardrobe too. And there are a few things, just a few, that might be quietly working against us without us even noticing. So today, we're having a little heart-to-heart about what not to wear as we age, not because there are rules, but because there are choices that make us feel more alive, confident, and, yes, even a bit younger. We're going to explore 8 things you might want to reconsider in your closet, with some friendly suggestions along the way. No judgment, just honest conversation and practical tips. Let's make space for clothes that make you feel like you, but better. Let's ease in with something simple, but powerful. The first thing to watch out for is clothing that's too baggy. Now, I get it. Loose, flowy clothes can feel comfortable, especially when you want a bit of breathing room. But here's the thing, oversized outfits can sometimes swallow us whole. They don't just hide the figure, they can actually make us look tired, weighed down, and older than we are. It's a little like draping a beautiful painting under a bedsheet. The art's still there, but who can see it? That doesn't mean squeezing into tight pants or sacrificing comfort. It's about balance. A pair of well-fitting slacks with a gently tailored blouse or a jacket that gives your shoulders a little shape can do wonders. Structured clothes can lift your whole silhouette, literally and emotionally. When the fit is right, you feel it. You stand a little straighter. You move with more purpose. It's like your body says, yes. This is me. Think of your favorite outfit from years ago, the one that made you feel powerful, pulled together, and proud. Chances are, it wasn't oversized. It had shape. It fit. You felt seen. That feeling doesn't have to stay in the past. You can bring it back. And speaking of feeling powerful, let's talk about something that often sneaks into our wardrobes without much thought: drab, dull colors. You know the ones, washed-out grays, muddy browns, or those beiges that blend right into the wallpaper. They might be safe, but they're not always doing us any favors. Now, I'm not saying you need to wear neon green or bedazzled sweaters, unless you want to go for it. But color has this quiet way of waking us up. It brightens our face, lifts our mood, and even sparks conversation. People see us. Have you ever noticed how someone's eyes light up when they wear the right shade of blue, or how a soft coral can warm up your entire expression? That's no accident. Color reflects off the skin, it can soften lines, even out skin tone, and bring a little glow that no cream or serum ever could. Start small. Maybe it's a scarf in a rich berry tone, or a blouse in soft teal, or even just switching from beige to cream. Color doesn't have to be loud to be alive. And the beauty of being older is that we've earned the right to know what suits us best, and to wear it boldly. Of course, this whole conversation isn't just about looks. It's about feeling. Feeling like we still matter, like we're still allowed to take up space, like we're not fading into the background. Our clothes tell a story, and every time we get dressed, we're writing a new chapter. So, now that we've talked about baggy clothes and the color conundrum, it's time to turn our attention to something a little sneakier, something that many of us have been wearing for decades without question. Something that many of us have been wearing for decades without question: old, worn-out shoes. I know, this one might surprise you. But let me tell you, footwear does more than get us from point A to point B. The shoes we wear actually play a huge role in how we carry ourselves, our posture, our energy, even our mood. Now, I get it. There's a comfort in those trusty old sneakers or slip-ons you've had forever. They're broken in, they feel familiar, and hey, they've been with you through a lot. But here's the thing, shoes age, just like we do. And when they wear out, they stop supporting us the way we need. That can lead to aching feet, back pain, balance issues, and even affect how confident we feel walking into a room. And let's not forget, they also say something about us. Scuffed up soles and sagging sides can make us look tired, even if we don't feel that way inside. On the flip side, a supportive, updated pair of shoes can instantly freshen up your look and the way you move. You don't need to sacrifice comfort either. These days, there are so many stylish, supportive options out there, ones that feel like a hug for your feet but still look sharp. And don't underestimate the power of a polished shoe. It adds something subtle but strong to your whole outfit, like an exclamation mark at the end of a sentence. Even if no one else notices, you will. And that little boost? It adds up. Now let's pivot just a bit, because the next one is a classic trap, dressing to hide instead of highlight. This can sneak in so easily. You might find yourself wearing long sleeves all year, even in summer, just because you're self-conscious about your arms. Or you always reach for black because it feels safe. You layer and layer, not for style or warmth, but because you feel like you need to cover up. But here's the honest truth, the parts of you that you're hiding are often the very things that make you you. A few laugh lines? That's a life well lived. Softer arms? That's strength, that's kindness, that's time. What if instead of covering, we started highlighting? Not in a flashy, attention-grabbing way, but in a gentle, confident, this is me kind of way. Maybe you try a sleeveless top with a lightweight cardigan that flows when you walk. Or a wrap dress that shows your shape without clinging too tight. Clothing should support us, not shame us. You know that feeling when someone compliments your outfit and you light up a little? That's because deep down, we all want to be seen, not just noticed, but truly seen. And that only happens when we stop hiding and start embracing what makes us feel good. And I want to pause here for just a second to say, this isn't about vanity. It's about vitality. There's something deeply energizing about dressing in a way that reflects who you are today, not who you used to be, and not who someone else thinks you should be. You're still evolving, still becoming, and your wardrobe can evolve with you. So while we're on the subject of staying present and connected to who we are now, let's talk about another subtle mistake that happens when we hold on too tightly to the past, clinging to outdated trends, especially ones that were popular decades ago but haven't aged quite as gracefully as we have. Now don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a signature style or even loving a certain era. But if your wardrobe is full of pieces that haven't seen the light of day since the 80s, or you're still wearing your favorite floral blouse from 1992 every Tuesday, it might be time to gently let some things go. Because here's what happens, when we wear styles that are frozen in time, we can look a bit frozen too. People don't see vintage or chic, they just see dated. And you, my friend, are anything but that. You're still learning, growing, laughing, living. And your clothes should reflect that. That doesn't mean tossing everything out. But maybe it means blending in a few modern pieces. A crisp new blouse. A simple, updated jacket. A classic pair of jeans with a current cut. Sometimes, just one new piece can freshen up your whole wardrobe and how you feel wearing it. Fashion is like a conversation. And when you wear something current, even just a little piece of it, you're telling the world, I'm still part of this. I still care. I still count. And you do. Now, having talked about shoes that serve us, clothes that highlight rather than hide, and the gentle art of letting go of the past, let's keep this beautiful momentum going. Let's keep this beautiful momentum going and talk about something that might be hanging quietly in your closet without raising any red flags, clothes that itch, pinch, or just don't feel right anymore. You know the ones. Maybe it's that old wool sweater that always leaves a red mark on your neck, or that pair of pants that digs in a little too tight when you sit down. Sometimes we hang on to these pieces because we spent good money on them, or because we used to love them. But here's the truth, if it doesn't feel good on your body now, it doesn't belong on your body now. Comfort is not a luxury. At this stage in life, it's a right. And I don't mean the kind of comfort that leads us to wearing nothing but sweatpants and oversized t-shirts all day. Unless that's what makes you feel amazing, then by all means, do it. I'm talking about that sweet spot where comfort meets confidence. Where you slip into something and it just feels right. Where you forget what you're wearing because it moves with you, not against you. Your skin might be more sensitive than it used to be. Or maybe your shape has changed a little. That's perfectly natural. But that doesn't mean you have to settle for being uncomfortable. These days, there are so many beautiful, breathable fabrics and forgiving cuts that feel as good as they look. So if you've got something hanging in your closet that makes you sigh every time you put it on, or worse, dread getting dressed, maybe it's time to set it free. Give yourself permission to prioritize how you feel. You've earned that. And while we're talking about comfort, let's look at one more sneaky habit we sometimes fall into, dressing too young in a way that doesn't match where we are in life. Now, before you get the wrong idea, let me be very clear. There is nothing wrong with wanting to look fresh, vibrant, even youthful. In fact, I encourage it. But there's a difference between dressing to feel energized and trying to squeeze into trends that just don't reflect who we are anymore. Wearing something too trendy, too revealing, or just designed for a different stage of life can actually have the opposite effect of what we want. Instead of looking younger, it can make us feel like we're trying too hard, and deep down, we know it. There's a quiet discomfort that comes from wearing something that doesn't align with our confidence, our wisdom, or our beautiful experience. But here's the good news: timeless is always in style. Think clean lines, classic shapes, elegant patterns. Clothes that don't scream for attention, but gently draw the eye. Think of that perfect blouse that schemes your body just right, or those earrings that catch the light when you smile. It's not about dressing old or dressing young, it's about dressing you. You are not the same person you were at 30, and thank goodness for that. You're wiser now. More grounded. You've seen things, felt things, and survived things. Your wardrobe can reflect that rich, beautiful life, without pretending to be something it's not. And if you're wondering how to find that sweet spot between youthful and age-appropriate, here's a little trick. Try mixing one fun, modern element into your outfit. Maybe it's a trendy accessory, a bold color, or a slightly edgy jacket. Then pair it with something classic and flattering. That way, you're still current, but not chasing the trends. You're leading with your own style. Now, before we wrap up, there's one final thing you should never wear, and this one has nothing to do with fabrics or cuts or colors. It's the heaviest thing of all: shame about how you look. Please, don't wear that anymore. Not even for a second. We live in a world that has far too many opinions about how we should look, especially as we age. And it's easy to internalize that, to start picking ourselves apart in the mirror, focusing on what's changed, what's softer, what's sag. But here's the thing: every line, every curve, every change tells a story. And those stories deserve to be honored, not hidden. So the next time you get dressed, I want you to stand in front of that mirror and look for what you like. Maybe it's your smile. Maybe it's the way a certain shirt brings out the color in your eyes. Maybe it's just the quiet dignity you carry in your posture. Start there. Build from that. Because fashion isn't just about clothes. It's about self-expression. And the most beautiful thing you can wear at any age is self-respect, self-love, and a dash of joy. So let's take a deep breath and remind ourselves, we deserve to feel good. To be seen. To dress with pride. And yes, to have fun with it, too. Getting older isn't about fading into the background. It's about stepping into a new kind of power. And the right outfit? That's just the icing on the cake. So go ahead, open that closet. Let go of what's dragging you down. Make space for the things that lift you up. You're not dressing for the past. You're dressing for the woman or man you are right now, and that's someone worth celebrating. And hey, if this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share what makes you feel confident. Maybe it's a favorite outfit, a color you love, or a style tip you swear by. Let's keep inspiring each other, because life after 60, it's just getting good. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more uplifting tips, stories, and conversations just like this one. Here's to living your best life at any age.